Hello, Vortex. So, for those of you in the YouTube that are not aware, I also have a Rumble account, and for those of you in the Rumble, I also have a YouTube account. Technically, I had a bitchute for like a minute. I have managed to offend people on every single platform, and every platform is different. So on YouTube, well, you get all kinds of people on YouTube, but you get way more liberals on YouTube. Rumble is sort of the conservative alternative to YouTube, and then bitchute is the we're gonna constantly whine about Zionist shills. That's that alternative, whatever that is. So I would say anti-Semitic, but since that word gets thrown around a little too loosely, I'm not going to use that term. But people that are obsessed with this idea that Jews run everything, and they feel the need to talk about this all the time, as if talking about it is going to change that fact. It really doesn't. It actually makes it more of a fact since you're focusing on it. But anyway, let's keep going. What was our original point? That comment. Somebody left a comment on my Rumble, and it just made me laugh so hard. They asked if I was a dude. Isn't that awesome? That is total victory. Mainly because I'm proving so many points. Look, an example of what I'm talking about. An example of what I'm talking about. What have I been saying this whole time? What have I been saying this whole time? They were literally stuck there because they're on their fucking phones. And they just got honked at. Did y'all not hear that? There you go. Examples everywhere. Now this time, they were behind people that were in the left turn lane. God, don't you wish somebody would just set that person on fire? I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong to say that. Look at that. Look at that. Don't look at me like I'm the one with the problem, okay? Everybody else is a drug addict, and you just accept that because you're a secular, nihilistic piece of garbage that doesn't care about the society you live in being a good society. So fuck you, you're wrong. I hope that somebody kills you in a really horrible, grotesque, disgusting ass way. Whew! Can't stand hypocrites. God hates you too, just to let you know. God hates hypocrites. That's one of the things that Jesus spoke out against. Just all of the massive amounts of hypocrisy that were ensuing in the Holy Land. But anyway, so I think it's funny whenever people don't understand my existence and they make comments about my gender, or they make comments about my sexual preference or something. I think that the whole non-binary thing really isn't that hard to understand, you know? So you just don't really fit in with your gender. That's okay. I don't want to fit in with my gender. My gender is so fucking stupid, and they're not nurturing, they're not compassionate, they don't have any empathy. Like, even women that I really like, even women that I agree with, like, I still find them so annoying, so I don't want to have anything to do with them. I just don't. It's really, really hard for me to talk to women. I'll totally admit that I have a bias towards them. I always have, ever since I was a child, okay? I hate women so much. They're just terrible. But anyway, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. And I am greatly appreciated by men that know what women are up to. Still want to have sex with us for whatever fucking reason. Can't understand that. I mean, I know it's like biology. I know that it's the way you're wired and shit. But I think you're better off having sex with a plastic toy than fucking a woman in this day and age, you know, considering. But anyway, you're saying that a plastic toy is better than a woman. Yes! Yes! Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But anyway, this person that commented, I'm pretty sure was a woman. Okay? Like her little profile picture in her Rumble account. Because I always look it up. Anytime that somebody leaves a mean comment, or a comment that is based solely on their misunderstanding or misinterpretation of what I'm saying and what I'm about or whatever, we forgive. They know not what they do. They don't know much of anything really, but yeah, so I looked up this bitch, and of course she doesn't have any content whatsoever. But you know, when you make art, that's the risk that you take. You know, you're making this for a bunch of greedy, good-for-nothing mass consumers that don't appreciate anything in the country that they want to save for reasons I'll never understand, because this country is complete crap, okay? But the word patriot was in her name. Well, there you have it, you know? That's probably why. Because I did a video on, like, mental illness in America, and I was talking about how if you understand mental illness, you'll understand, like, why this country is so screwed up. But obviously, this bitch has proven my point that people don't understand mental illness. And so they want to make all kinds of assumptions about me in relation to whatever is wrong with me, which is just hilarious, because they don't even know what's going on with me. They make false accusations and think that they're in the right when they can't even control their impulses. They don't know what they're talking about, and they just post something that they probably immediately forget. Okay, they're so quick to comment on something, and I bet that bitch has the American flag waving proudly in front of her house, and she has no idea that it's run by Freemasons. Okay, like, this is what I'm talking about. Now, the reason why I say it's a win is because anytime that somebody mistakes my gender, it's because of my balls. It's because of my giant ball sack that is always, like, you know, I have a ball sack up here. It's not down here, but it's up here, so it's, like, in front of my eyeballs. So I just have, like, a testicle in front of each of my eyes. This is a really funny visual for me right now, okay? But the masculinity is somewhat clouding my vision. So I don't see things from a female perspective. So I don't trust women, I don't like women, I don't want to be around them unless I absolutely have to be around them. Now, when I say this, you know, there are definitely, like, women in my life. People always assume that if you're a misogynist, you don't have women in your life. This isn't true. I have to have women in my life. There's no choice. There's no choice. Like, I have to just suck it up and deal with it. You know, my priest has a wife. I know Catholics would have a problem with this, but in Orthodoxy, where things make more sense, the priests are allowed to marry. And she's cool. She's cool. I like the bitches I work with. I love my mom. Okay. My mom's cool. Ronnit. Love the fuck out of Ronnit. She always cracks the fuck up every time I go off on these rants about women. Because she agrees with me to some extent, not all the way, but she understands where I'm coming from. And I've talked to several lesbians that understand where I'm coming from. And these lesbians would much rather hang out with guys. Because women are so dramatic. And that's so ironic, isn't it? It's like you're attracted to that. But you don't want to be around it because it's so repulsive. Anyway, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, women, I feel like there should just be, like, an honest bitch that makes assessments that are true assessments, but not for the sole purpose of cutting them down, okay? Because I want them to be better. I want them to be less annoying. I want them to be decent women, good wives, even better mothers. I mean, it's very rare that you meet a woman that does it wrong, that she's a single mom and she's getting government money. It's very rare that bad things don't happen to that child, okay? So while I realize that bad things happen and you can't predict a lot of circumstances, I feel that women are pretty much encouraged to make bad decisions that will not only negatively impact them, but will negatively impact everybody that is forced to be in their life, and if they have children. I mean, like, there's this bitch I work with who's, like, bragging about beating her kid's ass. This is what I'm talking about. Like, women should not be given an iota of respect because they do it wrong, and then they complain about the repercussions of doing it wrong when it was their fault that they did it wrong. Now, I know that I sound like I'm being really judgmental because I don't know this girl personally. I don't want to know this girl personally based off of that, based off of what I've heard. And there's another friend of mine, my more liberal friend that's got a mixed kid. She was complaining about it. She's the one that told me about it. She was like, man, I can't believe that she would just say that. That's fucked up. She's like, my kid bothers me sometimes, but, I don't blame him for the fact that, I made a decision that was probably irresponsible. And she loves the fuck out of her kid, But, I mean, corporal punishment is fucking sadistic. It really is. The kinds of people that defend it are lazy people that don't actually care about the well-being of their child. So basically the same kinds of people that defend technology, the same kinds of people that defend eating fast food, the same kinds of people that defend all of the industries doing everything for us, the technology wiping our ass, everybody being addicted to their phones or their laptops or their iPads or their little watches and not really giving a fuck about anything falling apart. All right? The same types of people. Scum, scummity scum. But anyway. I have a lot of masculinity, obviously. Just a lot of, this is an example of masculinity-based resilience. Women want to fit in. That's all they care about. Women don't want to be authentic because if they stand out, then, well, first of all, other women will hate them. They'll get nothing but hell from society for being different, especially as a woman. Like, as a man, it's more encouraged to stand out because of the whole alpha thing. But women can't do that. I feel like women want to do that, though, which is why they're so competitive and why they're so hateful towards each other. I'm not hateful towards women. Like, no matter what, like, what you see right here that I represent on this channel, I am not mean to women. I'm not. Aside from, like, women that try to tell me what to do when I'm on stage and I'm in my, element, and I don't want to be bothered. I act the same way towards men. I mean, John Hickok he told me to use a microphone one night, and I told him to shut the fuck up. So, like, told him, leave me alone, I'm up here, this is my time, bitch, this is my time, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do during my stage time. But anyway, yeah, that same attitude is for everybody. People can make it about whatever they want to make it about, but I promise you, I'm very all-inclusive, okay? Like, I'm probably the most all-inclusive person. I treat everybody the same. And a bunch of people that proselytize about equality till the cows come home, and let me tell you, they're never coming home, right? Well, people that proselytize about equality, they don't actually believe in it, because if they did, they would treat everybody the same. Like, I don't treat women differently all because I don't like them. I don't disrespect them all because I just, like, if I don't like you, I'm just going to avoid you. I'm not going to treat you like shit. I'm not going to talk down to you or whatever. There are certain things that people do that I don't approve of, and so we don't talk about those things. You know, it's not my place. Like, it's not my place to tell this bitch that I work with how to be a mom. It's not my place to tell her that she's a bad parent. It's not my place to be ugly to her, but at the same time, I really don't want anything to do with her if, like, she's bragging about hitting her child. And, like, it's fucked up. What I said before about how women are not nurturing or compassionate or empathic, they don't have that anymore. That's gone. Zap. It's been zapped. No, I don't think that's just technology. I think that has a lot to do with, you know, stress and the workforce. And if women did what they were supposed to do and they found a good man to be supportive and take care of them, they wouldn't be so stressed out. And then they could have kids and their kids wouldn't drive them up the wall, because that would be their only job, taking care of their kids, running their household. But because they live in America, because they live in our society, that Western civilization that encourages women to be working and not at home with their kids, then you have all these women complaining about sexual harassment. You deserve to be sexually harassed, bitch. I hope it happens all the time. I hope it happens all the time. Whew. I get sexually harassed. I don't complain about it. You know, everybody that sexually harasses me is south of the border. I've noticed that. They love the fuck out of me. They can't accept the fact that I hate sex. They just will not accept it. They say, you a liar. You a liar. You miss sex, Amy. You miss sex. You a liar. I promise I'm not. But yeah, it's just very unnerving. Just how stupid everybody is, and how they just brag about being stupid, and they brag about doing the wrong thing. They brag about the terrible things that they do, about decisions that they've made, and positions that they have purposely put themselves in. Now, I realize, though, that living in a Western society and just the way that everything is set up in this country, it's designed to fail. It's designed to make people miserable. It's designed to not be satisfactory. You know, that's why feminism exists, because, you know, they figured, okay, let's capitalize on the fact that women are miserable sacks of shit. Let's make this work for us. Let's make this about women's suffrage and other bullshit, okay? Let's make this about how women are slaves to the patriarchy and they aren't treated fairly and we need to push equality. And it's just like, they use women because they know that women are gullible and easily see themselves as victims. So it's very understandable. If women are victims of anything, it's their own bad decisions, and it's the system. It's the system that's rigged to encourage really, really bad decisions. But I would say that, you know, men are being screwed over way more. Because at least, you know, a woman can say she's raped and just, like, ruin a guy's life. Like, men don't have that luxury. You know? They don't.
Because if a man comes forward and says he's a victim, like, all his masculinity is stripped from him. I mean, you saw what happened with Terry Crews. And that was really bad because he was a black man too, so like that was really, really bad for him. But it's like a victim's a victim. Like, it should matter, like, what color they are, what gender they are, what sexual preference they are, you know? I know that people get pretty heated when you start talking about sexual preference because they think, oh, well, if you're gay, like, you're making this choice and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but rape is still rape, you know? It is. Yeah, a lot of people, they want to be a victim. I think that, like, this mentality is so sick, and it's like they don't see certain people as victims. They only see, like, whatever demographic they want to see. And the reason why they do that is because they want to vicariously play the victim through that person, or through that group of people. So it's one of the many reasons why society is so screwed up. But I think my point that I was trying to make is, yeah, people misunderstand me, and they think I'm the other gender, because I just have a lot of masculine qualities. You also have a really masculine voice, dude. I mean, like what we're doing right now, this communication. It's probably very, very confusing to people. Schizophrenia, honey. Undifferentiated. Now you can stop calling me an Aspie, stupid bitch.